Well, I'm hitting the road. It's the Architectural Meteorological Prognostications Tour of 2024 with waterfalls. So how did the Architectural Meteorological Prognostication Tour of 2024 happen? Well, like everything else seems to be in my life now, it all started with a jigsaw puzzle. This jigsaw puzzle to be exact. I'm old. I'm puzzled. And I'm only able to change one of those. Back in May, I was down at Puzzles Canada in Georgetown and I saw that puzzle. And of course, what I do now with every puzzle that I find, I immediately think, oh, how can I make a good video out of this? And so I saw that and the whole rainbow of colors of the pencils, and I thought, oh, that'd be a good one to do in June, for Pride Month. Then I got looking and I saw that they were actually the pencils that belonged to Frank Lloyd Wright, the world famous architect of many different buildings like the Guggenheim Museum in New York. He was the main architect of many amazing home designs. One of his most famous is called Falling Water. It's down in central Pennsylvania. It's a place that I've always wanted to visit. It's been on my bucket list for probably the last 20 years. So in July, I thought, well, that might be an interesting tour to do. A road trip down to Pennsylvania to see falling water. And so I decided that that's what I wanted to do. So that was the architectural part of the tour. What I then realized is Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, is quite close to where falling water is. And Punxsutawney, of course, is the home of, hello Juno, is the home of Punxsutawney Phil, who's the main groundhog in America for Groundhog Day. But the interesting thing is, I live in the municipality of South Bruce Peninsula in Ontario. The two main towns inside that municipality are Sauble Beach on one side of the peninsula and Wyerton on the other side of the peninsula. And guess who's in Wyerton? Wyerton Willie, Canada's version of Punxsutawney Phil, the Canadian groundhog for Groundhog Day. And so I thought that might make a fun tour too, to go from Wyerton Willie to Punxsutawney Phil, which is where the meteorological prognostication part of the tour came in. And of course, where I added with waterfalls, to cross the border, I had to cross somewhere, so I crossed at Niagara Falls. Hello, Juno. Hello, come here. Look who came to visit. And there she goes. So I booked a tour online for Falling Water and drove down. And when I had some extra time before the tour, first thing I did was go into the gift shop and see what jigsaw puzzles they had. So when I was done the tour, I went back and I got this jigsaw puzzle of the most famous view of falling water. And a second one, which is double-sided, which has a photograph of falling water from a different angle. And on the opposite side is the blueprint. What I didn't realize until I did a little more investigation was that there is a second Frank Lloyd Wright house about 7 miles away from Falling Water. Frank Lloyd Wright designed Falling Water for the Kaufman family of Philadelphia as a summer retreat. Some friends of the Kaufmans wanted Frank Lloyd Wright to design a year-round house on a piece of property they had about 7 miles away. That house, although it is privately owned, can be visited. And so I went there. It is called Kentuck Knob, named after the hill that it's on. And when I went in the gift shop there, first thing I looked for was a jigsaw puzzle. So I also have this jigsaw puzzle from Kentuck Knob. I then carried on up to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania to check out their groundhog-inspired town. And when I was there, I found this jigsaw puzzle for Groundhog Day. So then I drove home back across the border, stayed overnight in Niagara Falls, and the next morning before I left, I went to a gift shop and got this jigsaw puzzle. So I'll be doing all those jigsaw puzzles over the next few videos. But let's start off with what inspired it all. This one. So let's do this. So that was an enjoyable 11 hours working on that jigsaw puzzle. The next video in this series, I'll be doing the jigsaw puzzles that I picked up at Falling Water. So thanks for watching the video. Also in the comments is a link to my Buy Me a Coffee page if you'd like to support this channel. And subscribe to this channel to see what other nonsense I can get up to. Because, you know, I'm old. I'm bored. and I'm only able to change one of those.